I'm stuck.
Welcome to another episode of the Exploring Photographer. In this episode we are still in the Cairngorms and we are visiting Ruthven barracks. The drive down didn't take long and we parked up in the car park and decided what we're going to do at the barracks. Before we start, I just want to apologize about the gimbal. The batteries are flat, so it's handholding the camera. It'll be a bit bumpy and not always horizontal. Apologies. Initially my idea was to go down to the bottom of the field and take a photo up with a long exposure of the clouds rolling over. We took a walk from the car park down to the entrance of the barracks, and over the gate into the field. We followed the path that the cows have trodden into the field right next to the fence. Each step that you missed the grass ended up in the mud was hard going, and the mud was pretty deep and halfway up the welly. While we were walking next to the path and on the path, I realized having the wellies on was probably the best idea I could have had, seeing I tend to forget to put my wellies on whenever we go out to do photos. It wasn't very long before we realized we might have jumped into the deep end of this and should have scouted it a bit better.
We should have actually come in that side, you know that. Let's get to the fence over there. Oh, it's getting deeper. We need to get onto that grass. Safer. Wherever there's grass growing, it should be roots underneath it at least. Whoa! I'm getting sucked in here. How deep are you? Nah, reverse.
We made it all the way around to the back of the barracks. Then we saw that we're not going to get much further. The water was getting deeper and deeper, and it was getting to the point where it was going to go over the top of my wellies. One of the other photographers, John, peeled off straight through the bog, I guess, trying to find a path.
I'm thinking about
And I kept going around the barracks trying to find an easier path where the water's not as deep.
One minute, 37 seconds later.
I'm stuck. It's just a bog.
Not before long I realized that I'm not going to get through to the other side and decided to turn around because I was getting stuck quite badly, and every step was getting deeper and deeper to the point where I was getting worried that the wellies are going to get full of water. So yeah, I decided to turn around and go back.
Mud, swamp. Yes, I'm actually walking on a bog, and I'm sinking every second step. I think I'm going all the way back the way I came this way. Right, so after struggling for 10 minutes to get nowhere, now I'm struggling to get back out of this mess, and I still haven't got a photo to show for all this effort. We're gonna try and go around. So that's where we started. There's John, and now I'm walking all the way across to that side. so I can walk back.
15 minutes later.
Look at that. We're not that sane after all, are we? I used the gates post to climb over. So I'm next to the motorway at the moment. There's the motorway, right behind me, about 10 meters. There's the view. I'm going to swap to 7200. So that's the final one. And now through all this mud and bog and everything back again.
Bit of history about the Ruthven barracks. There was 2 castles on this location. One was in the 1200s and one was in the 1400s. During the Jacobite uprising, the castle was severely damaged, and the British decided to fortify it into a barracks. The barracks could accommodate 120 troops and 28 horses. About 24 years after the barracks was built, the barracks was attacked by 200 Jacobites and defended by 12 British soldiers, and only lost 1 man in the process. The following year, the barracks was surrendered to a larger force of Jacobites after a short siege. The day after the Battle of Culloden in 1746, 3,000 Jacobites retreated to Fort Ruthven, but they were sent home, and on their way out they destroyed the barracks. And they destroyed the barracks on the 17th of April 1746. And what you see there is what's left of it.